Welcome to today's video. In this one, we are in what's called the waterfall capital of the world. There are apparently over 130 different waterfalls in Hamilton, Ontario, of all places, just about an hour outside of Toronto. My goal with today's video is to show you some of the best waterfalls in and around the area. We're kicking things off at Sydenham Lookout for sunrise, because I always like to start my videos off with a nice sunrise photo, and today did not disappoint. We got some crazy colors. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to head on just down the street from this starting location to the first waterfall, which is called Tiffany Falls, and see what we're able to get and kick things off from there. Alright, so the first waterfall of today is a waterfall called Tiffany Falls, and this is a fairly easy one to get to. Literally, you park right at the front entrance, and it's maybe a 5-minute walk to actually get to the waterfall location. And what's really nice is the walk itself. You literally walk just along a stream. This is the stream, just all the way down to the front. They've created a really nice pathway, so it's all super accessible now, and it leads to a really nice waterfall. And we are also here first thing in the morning, so it looks as though we have the waterfall to ourselves. All right, so we made it to Tiffany Falls now, and it is sitting right behind me. It's about 9:40 now, and pretty much for the most amount of time we've been here, we've just been all alone. But you definitely want to get here early, because I've been here in the summer and this place is an absolute madhouse. If I'm being honest, so I'm kind of surprised. Now, this waterfall is really cool because it's actually 21 meters high, so you get a really nice sort of like cascaded fall down to the ground, and we're going to be taking some photos in just a second, and you'll see what I mean. You can get some nice silky smooth water. So this is the photo setup that we've got going on here. We've got the Sony A1 sitting with a neutral density filter just on the front, and the goal is going to be a long exposure shot leading up to the waterfall. And it's called Tiffany Falls, and one of the most interesting facts about this is that it's actually named after one of Hamilton's first physicians, Oliver Tiffany. So it's got some nice piece of heritage to it as well, and overall just leads to a very cool location. Now, I've already mentioned we're here at the end of October, and if I'm being honest, the fall color report lied to me, because it said there was, I think, 80% color change and like 30% leaf fall. When I looked, there's definitely a lot more leaf fall. So if you are looking to time your trips to these waterfalls, make sure you're really just being aware of the locations you're getting yourself into. Generally, waterfalls are gonna look their best in the spring because of the meltwater from the snow. That's when the flow of the waterfalls is gonna be its highest. But obviously, if you're looking for environmental effects like I am, and the fall colors, you wanna get here peak fall, maximize the amount of the environment that you're actually able to capture. And so after our photo of Tiffany, we're gonna head on over to a other waterfall literally just down the street called Sherman Falls, and see if we can get another good photo of the fall colors. All right, and that takes us to Sherman Falls. Now, it's also very accessible from the main road, but I will say that parking here is absolutely nuts. It's $11 per waterfall. So just hopping from one to one, it's gonna add up. Fair warning if that might deter you, but the waterfalls itself are stunning. As you can see already behind me, we put up some B-roll already. Got some photos that I'm also very happy about. And Sherman Falls is a little smaller though, but has more water than Tiffany. This one's a 17-meter high waterfall. Now, Tiffany Falls is actually popular for ice climbing in the winter. I don't know if that's the same thing with Sherman Falls, but I would imagine that if you get enough frozen water on this waterfall, it too could work. The cool thing about this waterfall as well is you can actually sneak behind it and get some really unique perspectives. Sherman Falls was also named after another prolific person from Hamilton. Henry Sherman, I think his name was, actually was one of the first people to help set up Hamilton's infamous steel industry. And now he has a waterfall named after him in the city. So my advice is definitely keep this top of your list for all of the seasons as well. So the third waterfall we're going to, we're actually debating about what we want to do. It is fairly busy today because there's a ton that we're actually able to get to. And so all that means is we're basically just going to wrap up here, probably grab some food, and then head on over to our next destination once we have a better idea of how things are shaping up. So we've made it now to the next trail. Just on our way there, we're going to walk up to a map to show us some directions, and I'll point you out to how easy the next waterfall we're at actually works.
And the parking for everything's right here. Very simple trail all the way around to Waterfalls Falls, where we're gonna go next.
And I will say, things have gotten a lot busier since this morning. It's now 1 o'clock, and there are so many people pretty much everywhere we're going at the moment.
Crazy enough though, the trail to actually get to Waterfalls Falls is literally along the road. See?
The other areas for the waterfalls have been a lot more aesthetic, but I'm not complaining. And so just around the corner from literally the parking lot, it's about a 5-minute walk, is the waterfall itself. And again, we are here in fall, but in the spring, this waterfall is supposed to have a much more powerful flow to it. This is a very industrial waterfall from what I understand. It was literally made in the 1880s to power a sawmill in the area. Now, one of the main reasons why you also want to come to this waterfall is because of the sort of extensive trail network in the area. There are a ton of trails here that can go around a large part of the Niagara Escarpment. So if you are looking for a nice day trip and a hike, this is another place that you're going to want to come. And I definitely would recommend it just from the ease of it. If you're looking for something a lot more powerful, you're probably going to want to check out Webster's and Tews Falls, which unfortunately we weren't able to put in today's video for a few different reasons. The main reasons why we didn't do Tews Falls and Webster's Falls was literally because as of this year, they added a paid entrance fee that's $16 per person and put a time limit on the entire conservation area that you're allowed to actually be there. So Dundas Peak, if that interests you, Tews Falls and Webster's Falls all have different reservation requirements. I believe you can connect Tews Falls and Dundas Peak together, so you can figure out how to double that up, but you need a separate entrance to actually get to Webster's Falls. So to help you guys figure out some other ideas if you don't want to pay a reservation fee, Borers Falls was one of those like off the road kind of like pit stop waterfalls. Another one that's unfortunately turned into a pit stop waterfall is Albion Falls. And this used to be an iconic waterfall in the Hamilton area. It is ginormous. We're going to head there now so we can combine Borers and Albion together and call it one. Since it's a pit stop waterfall you can't actually get to the base of anymore. And the reason why they blocked it off is Hamilton's actually closed a ton of different waterfalls that previously there was access to. And it's because either the waterfalls themselves are only accessible through private property, so now a lot of them are considered trespassing, or it's just dangerous and people were getting stuck down there and it was costing the city like thousands of dollars to rescue people as they were getting stuck. So it's a bit unfortunate because they're all stunning locations, but it is what it is. You can still figure out sort of ways to get around these rules. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is possible. So we're going to head on over to Albion, give you a quick peek at what you can see as a stop along the road before we head over to one of my favorite locations in Hamilton to actually see waterfalls. And so now we've made it to Albion, and the entire area has been almost like reconstructed. There's viewing platforms everywhere. There's walking trails. They've made it just really accessible from above. The first photo location is right beside the parking lot.
And the second viewing area gives a very different look of the overall waterfall. You can see it all the way in the distance.
Overall, I think it's definitely worth the stop. It's a stunning waterfall. What I would do to get down to the base, though, to get a lot more photography, I would just absolutely go crazy. It is what it is. I guess with overcrowding and safety concerns, it makes sense that they had to change things up, but it definitely does suck that you're not able to get full access to experience the waterfalls anymore. I will say though, they did a great job renovating it, and you definitely get to at least view the waterfalls from the viewing platforms that they have. I think experientially though, you don't get that same effect that probably originally was before they made these changes. Surprise, surprise, there's no water flow at Devil's Punchbowl, which is where we're at right now.
And this is the Punchbowl itself, so you can obviously see the layers of rocks and just how cool it actually is. The water normally comes out from just over in this spot here.
But here in Ontario this year, it's been an extremely dry fall, so I guess that's led to no water actually being shown. This is one of my favorite spots, if I'm being honest, for photography, because there is a conservation area below the actual punch bowl itself that you can walk down to and walk in the actual punch bowl. That was my original plan, but given there's no water, I'd rather go to one last waterfall today, because that's the point of today's video, and show you that separate location. But I still recommend coming to Devil's Punch Bowl, even just to see the punch bowl and the layers of rocks that are here. It's really, really cool. All right, and that is going to bring us to the last waterfall of today's video, which is Felker's Falls, which is quite honestly just beside like a park. So you literally park at a park, like a playground, and then walk to this waterfall. So we're gonna make the hike, get the trek over, and grab one more photo and show you what this waterfall is all about. And with just a quick walk from the park, we have made it to Felker's Falls, which is right behind me. Crazy enough, it seems as though they've added a fence to the area where you can get the photo of the falls. And similar to Devil's Punch Bowl, the water flow while here is very minimal. We're still gonna get the shot because I think it's important to show what this area looks like in fall. But more importantly, this fence definitely ruined a lot of opportunities to get some cool shots here.
Literally stretches on the entire width of the fence here. And as you can see, the punch bowl version that we're dealing with and Felker Falls right there is just on the other side.
So it is what it is. I'm not too mad, if I'm being honest. I think I still have a way to get the shot. I'm going to set up the tripod on the other side of the fence. All right, let's see if we get this thing over. All right, so managed to get the tripod over the fence, which I guess isn't really the hard part about doing this. The hard part's getting the composition, and let's see what we get. And with that, that is gonna wrap today's video. I think if there's anything I could add to the experience today, it's that while everything here is extremely cool, and I highly recommend you check it out, there are gonna be challenges and unexpected twists and turns along the way. Waterfalls that maybe don't have the amount of flow that you were hoping for, or locations that are just so busy you can't even get a shot, or they're closed now because of just changes to the entire area and how popular it's become. But all said and done, the point of today's video was to show you how cool it actually is, and that even despite those challenges, it's still worth checking out, coming, grabbing photos, and making memories around wherever it is you might be exploring. So with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun to make, and there are a lot more videos to come exploring Canada, making photography, and helping you guys know what the best options and places are to be able to travel and how to travel it. So with that, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, comment, let me know what it is your favorite part was. Be sure to give it a like. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks again for watching.